Welcome to an epic unboxing today. We've got Middle-earth, Shadow of War.
Middle-earth, Shadow of War, Gold Edition.
This time we are unboxing Shadow of War.
The fucking Act 4 is complete garbage made to fucking make money. It has nothing to do with the actual game. The game ends at Act 3. That's the end of the game.
It's just a pointless act that pretty much places, you know, it takes place after the main story, but it locks off the final cutscene behind some kind of like 20 siege battles of attacking and defending castles over and over.
This particular orc being driven by an offense, taking offense to the way I choose to poison people, because obviously the way he chooses to poison people is superior. I thought that was clever and cute. And again, it's things like that that make me just think, damn, did you need the loot boxes?
What's worse is that it's done in a relatively good game here, helping to hush the general gaming populace. And even more so now that they're effectively, these microtransactions, they're rather pointless. So why even include them?
The stars of this game are the orcs. They are just hilarious. The different orcs, they'll pop up at the times you don't expect them. There's like ambushes. You'll be doing a mission, then all of a sudden you're just about to kill somebody, and then this guy pops up and goes, well, if it ain't Mackie, baby, remember me, you and it's like, oh my goodness, not you, you know. And it's like somebody that you've ran into earlier, you know, and he's a bit stronger now and he's coming to kick your ass, and then you have to have a fight with him and another captain.
It's a full-on story generator, which is able to spin unique and highly personal narratives from your relationships with these orcs.
I feel like as I get older, I've realized like most games I play are kind of similar, especially open world ones, but there's just something different about Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor that just hits different. It's something different about it. Like this game for me, it's just that rare mix of comfort food, chaos, and just genuine, like, amazing storytelling. And not from the genuine actual story. It's from randomly generated fucking orcs of all things. Especially in a world with like open world Ubisoft games where you could just pick any one of those games out of a hat and you pretty much get the same experience. Somehow games like Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, it still stands out. Like even in the first game it stood out. Like I remember seeing the marketing for Shadow of Mordor. And I'm like, oh, okay, this should just be like, you know, one of those regular open world fantasy games, you know? It looked pretty realistic, the graphics. And I was like, oh, okay, it looks cool, it looks fun. Then I started seeing the gameplay. I was like, this is kind of interesting. I saw reviews. I was like, whoa, what is this Nemesis system? And I was like, I'll pick it up. And I usually don't like difficult games. Like when I play a single player game, I usually play to relax. Like I just play to chill. But Shadow of Mordor though, I don't know. There's just something about when the orcs talk shit to you that just makes you get locked in. Like it really becomes personal. And then after a while, you know, you kind of start seeing the more samey, similar orcs in the first game. And then you're like, okay, it was cool. It was cool. I had my fun. I had that personalized story with that one orc that kept killing me over and over. And I was like, okay, you know, I had my time. And then Shadow of War came out. And then they just cranked everything times 2. Everything. And I literally mean everything. It's just bigger, better, and more. More chaos. More maps. More fucking orcs yelling out how they're gonna rip out me and how they're gonna kill me in all different types of ways, and just different personalities. Plenty of personalities. Both of these games just became a series that I didn't just like, I really loved. I might even rely on it, especially for that comfort food, because these games are my type of games when I just go back when life was going crazy or, you know, I wasn't feeling right. These are my comfort games. I could just not think about anything and just play them. I feel like there's really something satisfying about riding around at Karagor, around Mordor, or whatever map you're on, and just slapping a whole bunch of, you know, regular schmegler orcs, or just one of those captain orcs that are kind of below your level, and just dominating them. It's just something about dominating and riding around in the open world that kind of hits different compared to any other open world game.
You cleave me in two. Any other orc would have died, but I survived. More than that, I thrived. My brothers put me back together, stronger than ever. But they didn't make me into what I am. You did. You created the machine.
Shaka. I don't even remember this guy. One of the games I wish I could play for the first time again is Shadow of War. And that's only because one thing and one thing only, the orcs. Let me tell you something. On paper, yeah, it sounds kind of simple. Orcs, when you die, you know, they remember you, they adapt, they evolve, they get better as you fight them more and more. But in reality, when you're actually playing the game, it's fucking wild. Like, let's just say I had this one dude, Boog. I don't know why they named him Boog, but let's just name him Boog. Now, I died at Boog, and he's talking shit. I go back, and he kills me again. And I eventually kill him. Now he comes back and cheats death. That is something that can only happen to Boog, depending on how many times you met him. The point is, he's going to keep talking shit before or after you kill him. You know, he's just going to keep talking mad trash. And imagine fucking Boog, the dude that just killed you, was just some random throwaway fucking orc that didn't have a level. He was just some random NPC swinging his sword, and he just happened to be the one that killed you. That's what kind of made it unique. Low key. And once he kills you, he levels up. He becomes an actual captain with a title too. Maybe he'll have like the Unkillable or the Tark Slayer or some shit like that. It's cool. And it changes too. And you know, sometimes the title gives away their personality and sometimes it doesn't. But regardless, they're gonna have some type of personality. And the fact that they actually have different and varied personalities, they don't feel like just your regular enemies. They feel like actual characters. Characters that I can change, whether I shame them, whether they kill me, whether we just interact and they retreat from me. It doesn't matter. Whatever shape or form we interact with each other in the game, they feel like genuine characters and we have our own personal story. It's pretty fire. They pretty much all talk smack and I actually like it. It makes me feel like personal, like they're talking to me. It makes me want to kill you, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Like, let's say you're in the middle of like fighting some other captain, or you're on a story mission, or you're just running around in the open world or something. All of a sudden, your screen is going to go into this cinematic camera out of nowhere by surprise. You're not going to expect it. I'm telling you, you're not going to expect it because I don't. And then it'll be like, Ranger! Or they'll be like, I think one of them says Talion. That one was like, that caught me off guard. They'll be like, Talion! And they'll catch you lacking. And then they'll talk shit.
You've been causing a lot of trouble, and now you got more.
Starting to realise this was a mistake, are you, Ranger? Well, don't worry. It's the last one you're ever gonna make.
I like that. Just like in the first game, you actually have to look at their traits and their weaknesses and their strengths and stuff. Like some orcs that you run into are going to be terrified of fire. Some will be on fire. Some will just run away if they see you, or a Caragor, or a Graug, or something like that, or Drake. Actually, I don't think anybody is afraid of Drakes, but still. Drake? Another reason this game doesn't really get stale for me is the variety in the world. See, this game has 5 different maps, and one of them changes throughout the story too, so that was cool. You can go from a snowy map, to a desert map, to a jungle map, to this really heavily fortified kind of city area in the first area in the game, which I really like. It's probably one of my favorites. It feels like each one of these maps kind of like has its own personality in the way you traverse the world. And speaking of traversing the world, the parkour is okay. It's really kind of clunky compared to like something like Assassin's Creed, because in Assassin's Creed it's really just free flowing. You just move from one thing to one. It's really in one continuous motion. But this one, every time I move, I'm getting stuck on something. I'm not moving. I'm tripping over things. I'm hopping over things. I'm doing front flips over things. It's like, it doesn't flow as well, but I got used to it. When you're running through this open world, doing all the Orcs side missions and their unique Nemesis missions, you're inevitably gonna do a Fortress mission by the end of it. And let me tell you, Fortress missions are probably the second funnest thing to do in this game. Now, when you're going through this world, dominating each orc, having your own personal stories and stuff, you're gonna have enough orcs to actually go up against a fortress. And usually, hopefully, that overlord for the fortress is somebody you've met along the way that just happened to become overlord. And the first couple times you do that, it is so amazing. And after that, the next 50 times, it's just gonna feel really good. Now, I still have fun because I don't really do these all the time, so I try to space it out. and it's still fun as hell, I ain't gonna lie. And there's surprisingly a lot of dialogue for the Overlord and stuff, and unique dialogue for the orcs you've met along the way that just happen to be war chiefs when you're attacking the fort. You can have all these different kinds of upgrades for each captain that you have, and they each have their own little unique way of attacking the fort. Some people have war grog, some people have poison, some people have drakes, wherever the case may be. Also, depending on the maps, I like how the little voice lines in the orcs, they actually like talk about the map and how cold if you're in a snowy map, or how hot if you're in the desert map. They just talk about their environment, and they actually have a lot of unique dialogue to this day that I still have not heard. There's so much dialogue in this game that I have not heard, whether it be from a captain, a regular orc, a unique encounter that I have not encountered, because I guess my RNG don't roll that way. There's plenty of things that I'm still finding out about this game that I have not gotten, and I kind of like that. I like playing a game for a while, and there's still new things to discover. It's pretty fire.
You can't really think this battle can be won. You can't win, because that would mean we'd have to lose. Oh, so tasty!
But yeah, at the end of the day, Shadow of War and I guess Shadow Mordor, they're not the best games I've ever played, but they are one of my favorites. There's plenty of things wrong with those games, like the missions are extremely repetitive. The way you parkour in the world is just not really smooth, and it's not really, I don't think it's as fun as it could be. Like when the game came out, it had a whole bunch of like loot boxes and microtransactions and stuff. It didn't really need that. It was pointless. Like, it's a single player game. I don't know why it's in there. It's dumb. But even though it had those stupid ass loot boxes, it didn't really stop me from really enjoying the game. Like, underneath that, I feel like it's got heart. The orcs have a lot of depth, and the personal stories you will get that from playing this game, it's like no scripted cutscene can do what you feel from this game justice. They can't recreate it. The stories that you get in this game only happen because you made a stupid decision, or you let that one orc live, or you didn't see an ambush coming your way. And I miss that. I wish other games had that, but unfortunately Monolith Studios kind of closed down, and we'll never see the Nemesis system in other games because of the patent, which is crazy because I want the Nemesis system in other games. Like, imagine a Star Wars game with the Nemesis system. Assassin's Creed Odyssey kind of tries, but it's really half-hearted, but it's better than nothing. That Wonder Woman game that was supposed to be coming out, nope, we'll never get that. We'll never get that. And I really wanted that game just because it had the Nemesis system. Now, I'll probably never play that game in my life, nor will I see it. But I hope they use it, and I hope they pawn it off so other companies can use it, so I can see what they can do with the Nemesis system. Because a system like that, where it truly revolutionizes, fuck, I can't spell that, where it truly revolutionizes like how you play a game and how you go about through the open world, is something I don't want to see just twice in my life. I want to see it 3 times. I don't know. I want to see it more than twice. Especially in the Star Wars game, please, because that would be like a dream come true. A Star Wars game with the Nemesis system, oh my god, that'll be so fire. But at this point, I'm kind of cool with Shadow of War being, I guess, maybe, hopefully not, the last game we see with the Nemesis system, because this game, I like this game. It's one of a kind, and I don't think we're ever going to see a game like it. I'm glad I experienced a game like this at least once in my life. I can keep playing Shadow of War indefinitely. So, I mean, if this is the last game we're going to get with that shit, hey, it is what it is.
Our bait is gonna come out running in a moment, and the crowd won't be far behind.
Don't let it squish me!
Their bait was a was a person.